What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and today I'm bringing you guys the long-awaited unit review of Lloyd. In this video, I'll be telling you guys how good Lloyd is and what are some of his best skill inheritance options and some teammates who can support him and counters that you should watch out for when using him. And due to popular demand, I'm introducing a new section for my reviews of Grand Hero Battle units, and that is if it's worth upgrading the unit to 5-star or not. Lloyd is the recent Grand Hero Battle unit in the game and he's certainly much better than some of the Grand Hero Battle units that we have got previously like Navarre. So we will be taking a look at his level 40 5-star stats, and like all of the free units that this game gives you, he has got neutral IVs for all of his stats. Looking at his stats, his HP stat is decent, but I would have preferred if the stat was 40 instead of 41. Because if it was 40, then one Ardent Sacrifice would put him in the range of Desperation and Vantage, and that could be pretty useful for a unit like him who has got low defense stat, as he'd be able to enter the range of those skills without indulging in any kind of combat. He's got a good attack stat of 48, and after Regal Blade's bonus, he's able to have 50 attack stat. He can hit pretty hard with that attack stat and secure some kills combined with his good speed. His speed hits a good benchmark number, so there are not many units who can actually double him in this metagame. A lot of units have to be plus speed or need to run Fury in order to have the speed to double him, which is pretty good. His defense stat is very poor for a unit who has to attack at melee range, and he can get beat up against an axe wielding unit even when he has the weapons triangle advantage, and units like Brave Axe Shershi can actually straight up one round KO him. It's one of his main flaws and it's pretty big one. His resistance stat is really high and he can even take a hit from a neutral speed life and death Lind against whom he has got the weapons triangle disadvantage, which just shows you how bulky Lloyd is on the magical side. However, without distant counter skill, he's not able to actually retaliate back to these mages that he can take hits from. So that's a big bummer and you will have to sacrifice a Hector to make him a proper magic check. His weapon is Regal Blade, which is an interesting weapon and it provides him +2 attack and +2 speed when the opponent is at full health. This skill works both in the enemy phase and in the player phase, but to activate it you only need one requirement, and that is to have opponent at full health. So this blade really shapes Lloyd's playstyle and makes him a unit that should be built in such a way that he can get more one-round KOs with help of the bonus that he gets from his weapon. Now let's take a look at his passives. His slot B passive skill is Pass, which is a pretty bad skill and it doesn't really have an actual use other than being used once a while in like 100 arena matches. There are just so many good slot B skills that you can give to him, and Pass is just waste of a slot B skill for him, and it's like he only has got one functional passive skill in his slot C. His slot C skill is Threaten Attack, which can help him take physical hits for sure. However, it does not help him with his playstyle at all. Threaten Defense makes more sense on a unit like Lloyd who can utilize the boost from his blade to one-round KO units. Threaten Attack is decent, but it doesn't synergize well with his playstyle. His special is Iceberg, which is a fantastic special for him, and it gives him consistent 15 points of additional damage when he triggers this special. So unlike other Grand Hero Battle units with 5-turn cooldown specials, Lloyd has a special that can be utilized right out of the box, so that is amazing. He is a good red unit due to his offensive stats and his Regal Blade, but has poor passive skills and defense stat, and due to having poor passive skills, he needs skill inheritance mechanic more than most of the Grand Hero Battle units to reach his maximum potential. On the topic of skill inheritance, let's take a look at some of his best skill inheritance option which can maximize his potential. Lloyd has got two main skill sets. The first one is a player phase skill set and the other one is an enemy phase skill set. So let's take a look at his player phase skill set first. He has got a couple of options for his slot A and slot B skill, and it's up to the availability of your units. Swift Sparrow from a Bunny Lucina is the premium slot A option for Lloyd, and yes, it does stack up with the bonus from his Regal Blade. It gives him attack and speed without reducing his bulk, unlike Life and Death 3. Fury from a 4-star Hinata is the next best option for his slot A. If you're running Desperation, it definitely helps him get into the range of that skill. Not to mention, it also gives him attack and speed just like Swift Sparrow, but also gives him bulk. Darting Blow from a 4-star Florina, Rebecca or Tharja is the final good option for his slot A in case you cannot give him Fury or Swift Sparrow. It gives him 43 speed with Regal Blade, and with that speed he can double pretty much everyone. It works great with his Desperation set especially. I would not recommend you to run Life and Death on Lloyd because it severely reduces his longevity and physical bulk, and he will not be able to take any kind of physical hits after that. Not to mention, it reduces his fantastic resistance stat as well. His slot B has got two main options, Swordbreaker and Desperation. Both of those skills can be run with any skill that I've recommended for his slot A. Swordbreaker with Swift Sparrow or Fury allows him to one-round KO every common sword unit in the game except for Zephiel and Fury Xander. He also has the speed to make use of Desperation, and skills like Darting Blow, Fury and Swift Sparrow all work great with Desperation. However, I would just like to point out that he wins most amount of matchups with the combination of Swift Sparrow and Swordbreaker. Also, here are some of the matchup charts with the combination of these different slot A and slot B skills. So it's up to you and availability of your units on which skill set you want to run. His slot C passive skill is Threaten Defense, which is perfect with his playstyle of getting one-round KOs and helps him with that. Moonbow is very much recommended over Iceberg because Moonbow helps him get more one-round KOs, and like I have said before, Lloyd is a unit who's got a playstyle of getting one-round KOs, and this special helps him with that immensely. If you're running Swordbreaker, then you can run Reposition from a 3-star Burst or 3-star Selena, and if you're running Desperation set, then you can always run Reciprocal Aid. However, if you're running the combination of Fury plus Desperation, then I would suggest you to go with Reposition, as Reciprocal Aid can be a bit redundant at times as he already has a way of getting into his Desperation range through Fury. For his Sacred Seal, you always want to run Attack +1 to give him more power to get one-round KOs. The cost of this build, if you decide to run Swift Sparrow, is 2340 SP, and if you decide to run Fury or Darting Blow, then the SP cost of this build is 2250. His second set is an enemy phase skill set, and it utilizes his amazing resistance stat to make him a green magic check and even a blue magic check in some cases, as with this set, he can one-round KO a Fury Lind in enemy phase with quick riposte. So for slot A, you want to give him distant counter from a Hector, and slot B has got two options. The choice between these two skills is up to the structure of your team. With quick riposte, Lloyd can one-round KO units like Fury Lind, and he can also one-round KO Celica with distant defense with quick riposte. However, he won't be able to deal with multiple mages, which is a pretty common defense team archetype in this current metagame, as mages are super popular, and at many times you will run into teams that have got like 3 mages and a dancer. That's where Vantage will help your team deal with multiple mages. Lloyd also has 50 attack stat with Regal Blade, so he can one-shot most mages like Nino, Sonaki and Julia when in the Vantage range. Quick Riposte 2 also works instead of Quick Riposte 3 because the difference is quite marginal, and then for his special you absolutely need Moonbow if you're running Quick Riposte set, but if you're using Vantage, then even his default Iceberg can work. His assist skill should be Swap, and against a mage team, he's going to be a frontline unit, and this helps him change his positions with more vulnerable units on your team. And if you want him to go into the Vantage range sooner and faster, then you can even run Reciprocal Aid. Once again, you want to run Attack +1 as a Sacred Seal, and the cost of this build, if you run Quick Riposte 3, is 2280 SP. And if you run Quick Riposte 2 instead of 3, then the price drops significantly to 1920 SP. This is his matchup chart with both Vantage and Quick Riposte. For his teammates, you should definitely run Hone Attack Ally to help him get more one-round KOs and utilize his playstyle better, and strong green units will obviously make it easier for him as they will be taking out those annoying lance units which Lloyd cannot get past through. His counters mainly consist of the popular lance users, and Deathblow Reinhardt can also one-round KO him despite his high resistance. Boosted Blade Tome users like Tharja, Mei and Lind can also kill him in a single hit. Fury or Life and Death Kagero can also kill Lloyd in a single hit as well. Now let's move on to the final section of this video. Usually I do not explicitly tell you guys if you should upgrade a unit to 5-star or not, but a lot of people have asked me that I should give my opinion of that in these videos, so that's why I'm doing it. You should only upgrade Lloyd to 5-star if you're passionate about him and like him as a character, as he only gets Regal Blade at 5-star rarity, and if you literally have no other fast red unit in your roster, then Lloyd is worth upgrading to 5-star. And if you have an extra Hector lying around from the Hero Fest banner, and if you lack a green magic check in your roster, then you can definitely upgrade him. Also, if you missed getting Julia from the recent voting gauntlet banner, you can definitely upgrade him as well, as he will serve as a green magic check. And another reason for you to upgrade him is that if you missed Xander from the previous Grand Hero Battle event, Xander usually should take the priority of being upgraded to 5-star, as he has got better physical bulk, better mobility, and distant counter skill built into his weapon, and he can also function on a horse emblem team. But I'm still pretty sure that Xander will be returning as a Grand Hero Battle unit in upcoming weeks like other Grand Hero Battle units, so you can always wait, I guess. Now let's take a look at some of the reasons why you shouldn't upgrade Lloyd to 5-star. The first reason is that if you want him to be a magic check, you will have to sacrifice one of the rarest unit in the game, and that unit is Hector, and that is pretty expensive in itself. Without that skill, Lloyd cannot really be a proper magic check. And like I've said before, Xander should always be upgraded to 5-star first because of his merits, unless you hate Norians and you love Black Fang. And if you already have good magic checks like Ryoma, Julia, or Kogero, then there is really no point in sacrificing Hector to make him a magic check. I personally am not going to be upgrading him to 5-star because I already have Ryoma, Julia, and Kogero, and many more units who can serve as a magic check, and I already have fast red units who can run Desperation Set. Not to mention, I'm also saving my feathers right now for Camus, who's guaranteed to come out soon. I mean, he's in the game already as an enemy unit, and it's about time he gets released as a Grand Hero Battle unit. And if you guys do not know, he will be a cavalry unit with Gradivis, a lance which will have distant counter skill built into it, so you can definitely save up feathers for him instead. So that's gonna conclude my video. If you guys enjoyed this unit review of Lloyd, please be sure to leave a like, as it helps me a lot. And if you have any friends who are interested in using Lloyd, then definitely share this video with them. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.